afternoon, this Monday afternoon. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Um, I think I feel so brand new in studio this afternoon. Been so long, been away so long that it is like almost a new kind of activity. I want to welcome all our listeners to Community Buzz. As new as it feels, we've been away for the last two shows, but we're still here. So welcome. This is Ed Wallace, your host for Community Buzz this afternoon on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music. Remember, we are to be found on Facebook because we're streaming live. We're on YouTube streaming live. We are also on all the radio apps you can think of. Just search for Fit FM 96.7 and you will find us somewhere there. So YouTube, Twitter, we're also on Twitter, Instagram, we're everywhere. So you can find us there. And our numbers, this is also a call-in program. So remember, our numbers are 876 482 4944. And that's where we're at right now, 876 482 4944. I want to say greetings again to all those people that we've been working with all over this time. So again, welcome to you. I want to also wish everybody having a birthday for over the last 3 or so weeks, 3 or so shows. I want to wish you all a happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed your day. This month is my month. Yeah, this month is my month. So I want to just wish all the August people, the Virgonians especially. Hey, let me give a shout out to Mr. Meadows. Yeah. Let's give a shout out to Mr. Dennis Meadows, who celebrated his birthday last weekend. I'm sure there are a number of other persons who celebrated birthdays, and we just want to wish you God's richest blessings. May all your dreams come true, and may you have health, strength, and the wealth that you desire. Anniversaries, as I always say, we go through with a Fit FM anniversary all year this year because COVID won't give it on time. So we'll take every hour out of every day to celebrate the Fit FM anniversary. Yeah. Want to also take time out to just give a good shout out to all those people in hospital right now. And even if you're not in hospital, if you're not well, you're resting. Sister Darling and Sir Cools, yeah, I hope all is well with you. I know that you're hanging out with Annette now, but I hope that God continue to bless you and keep you, yeah, and hold you up. For all those people who may have suffered a hit from COVID, it's going to be a lot of COVID conversation this afternoon. But we wish you well and we wish you speedy recovery. I hope and pray that if you're getting out of a COVID situation, that you will spread the news that it is not nice and we need to do something about it. Later on, we'll go through those details. Barry Wallace, yeah, from Mathray. Big up. I know you were in the hospital for a little while. Want to just big you up and just say, thank God you're out now, that you're looking more at an outpatient situation than anything else. So thank God you're out. And I hope that you will go from strength to strength as you get better. I see Dr. Asha already here with us watching. Dr. Asha, welcome. All right, so for people who lost loved ones, I just want to say we pray that the Comforter will come to you and sit with you, tarry with you until you have been comforted, and we hope that the memory of your loved ones will be satisfactory enough, to help you get over the loss itself. We know that they cannot be replaced, but we wish that you can honor their memory and their memory would honor them. I want to get right into the minutes because, as you know, we have done a change of time slot from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and we end at 5:30 p.m. So we don't have as much time as we would normally have or we would have had in the past because we're in this new time slot, and this looks like what it's going to be at least for a while yet. 4 p.m. to 3 p.m. Who laughing at me? 5:30 p.m. Sorry. No, it's not tired. It's not tired. It's because you're over there giggling at me. I say, well, warm. Anyhow, my producer, as always, giving trouble in the studio. All right. Minutes. You know, we're not going to leave out the Falmouth to Springvale Main Road. That is Falmouth to D side. I think I have a little bit of an update for you of sorts, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Rockbridge, similar situation. We never leave it out. Again, we have some update on Rockbridge. Refuge Main Road, well, not Refuge Main Road, Refuge Road and Streetlight, Stuart Castle the same. We will not fail to mention those. But the fact of the matter is that Councillor White has been doing some work in his division, and we hope that it will come to Stuart Castle and Refuge very, very soon. Last time we were here, we had His Worship the Mayor of Falmouth, Councillor Geja, and he gave us his side of the story in relation to the Water Square situation, as well as updated us on some other issues. And when I say the Water Square situation, remember there is vigorous conversation taking place right now with respect to the merging or what some people believe to be the merging of Water Square with the Bolt statue. Some people believe that it's going to be a removal of the water fountain, all of that. So we will speak to that too, because in truth and in fact, you hear me saying that the Falmouth to Springvale Main Road, that. The update really is coming directly from the Member of Parliament, Miss Tova Hamilton. So the update that I have, I will just pass it on to you. So we have the Water Square Bolt situation, having a conversation, a very vigorous conversation over that. And hopefully we will resolve it nicely. I want to tell you that I have had separate discussions with the mayor himself too, His Worship the Mayor, who has actually hinted me that all light will be shed on the plans and what is to happen moving forward, including some amount of consultation. We still have people in the diaspora, some individuals in the diaspora, who are actually speaking to the issue of after the fact kind of consultation you've spent. And if you recall, if you were listening to that program, you will recall that I did in fact ask His Worship the Mayor whether or not it was worth spending so much money to put all the plans in place only to come back with consultation. What if the people would reject the plan? So kind of like putting the horse before the cart. That is how I see it, really, genuinely see it. But there must be a way we can work it out. Nothing is unsolvable when it comes to these situations. So we have other people. Melcinda, she's there from Clarkstown, I think she's, no? Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. All right, so we have some issues to deal with as we go along today. If you want, please call me at 876-482. Text anything you want to do, any one of the mediums you want to use. Text, call at 876-482-4944. So the first topic we want to hit today is the most topical, COVID-19. COVID-19 alone could finish this program. Yeah, COVID-19 alone could finish this program. But we're going to see what we can do, because we have a number of other issues that we want to bring to the forefront. So let us go with the figures first. New COVID figures, 317. we're trending up. Jamaica, Trelawney, we're trending up. Death, new death, up to yesterday, 3. All right. It says that the positivity rate, and let me just try and give you a short explanation of what the positivity rate is. Positivity rate is that you have a number of samples that you take. In this case, 1,000 plus, I think 1,003 or something in that region. And out of that sample size that you take, the number of COVID cases which come out of that, which is 371 in this case, as I said, when you put them, the 371 over the 1,003, so it means whatever we were doing 2 weeks ago, we are seeing it impact now. And 2 weeks ago, what did we do? We kind of freed up and relaxed the COVID restrictions. All right. What is threatening to happen now with all that has taken place over the holiday weekend? Oh, by the way, happy emancipation, everybody. Emancipendence, we're calling it now. Independence and emancipation. And I still think that a lot of us need to get a full grasp of what those two things are about. Yeah, we celebrate it as a holiday. We drink and we celebrate and we eat jerk chicken, jerk pork, whatever we're having for a meal, and we have the song and the dance. But there's a deeper significance to these significance to these two particular holidays. All right, they're not just holidays, but they are monuments to a part of our history, two separate parts of our history, that is very good to know and to understand, so that it can help to guide how we deal with ourselves as a very new nation. 59 years old is not old. Yeah, when you look at United States of America clicking 250, so we are a very young nation, yet much to learn, much to change, much to set up, much to pull down. And it would seem for all that is being said about the new strain coming up, and we don't know the extent of the new strain in Jamaica. That's the Delta strain. We don't know the extent of it in Jamaica right now. But at the same time, a Colombian strain is also coming up. And so a whole heap of things are going on with COVID. As I said, If you have any information that you want to lend to this conversation in Community Buzz on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music, then you call in at 876-482-4944. So you can help spread the information, share what you have, or you can also WhatsApp on the same number. All right. So we will read it out. We will share it once it is shareable. So you make sure your language and all that kind of thing. You don't libel anybody. You don't defame anybody, anything like that. Just give us the information as would be needed for radio production. Schools may be in question because the Medical Doctors Association, I think it is already, our chief medical officer is already hinting that they're hoping that a relook will be taken as to what we're going to do with schools for September. The other controversy brewing, and it's brewing all over the Caribbean, is the issue of mandatory vaccines for some people, whether or not teachers are going to have to take the vaccine, whether or not you're going to have to take the vaccine at your workplace. And if you see what is happening in the United States right now, is that some companies have already said you can't come to work if you don't have the vaccine. Some companies are saying, if we have to test you, you're going to have to pay for the test. Others are having the mask mandate. Some states are now considering the mandatory vaccine for some category of workers within the state. And so a whole lot of things are happening. I think maybe it's a good time to segue as to what is happening in Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You will have noted that Prime Minister Rav Gonzalez was injured while the people of his country were protesting last week. Injured in the protest, he suffered a head injury, and I don't know. We see what happened before that with Haiti. So Caribbean people, I hope we're not trending negative. I pray that we're not trending negative. If you recall also, Barbados, remember Barbados had signed up for the AstraZeneca vaccine before us, to the point where the opposition was arguing with the government that the government was careless in not ascertaining the vaccine beforehand, while the government was actually waiting on the WHO, World Health Organization, to ratify or to sanction the vaccine. Now, Barbados was one of the countries who took it before WHO actually said yes to it, or it was public that WHO was saying yes to it. Now, the people of Barbados are protesting in Barbados. Well, some people in Barbados are protesting in Barbados about the vaccine and perhaps the mandatory nature that is being considered, but just generally protesting against the vaccine. Here's what I have to say about that. We have a country to run, Jamaica, its name. We can't follow other people. We cannot. And we have to make up our own minds. We can't follow the United States. We can't follow. What I pray is not happening in the Caribbean. I hope that these are not political protests in the guise of COVID vaccination protests. Some politicians will do anything to get into power. Some politicians will do anything to stay in power, And I hope that this is not playing out with respect to the lives of Caribbean people, and more particularly the Jamaican people. All right. We're not there yet, and I hope we don't ever get there. I myself, I have taken the vaccine. I've known many people to have taken the vaccine. In fact, I see many people who have said that they would never take the vaccine, going into taking the vaccine and wondering. I can tell you a story of one gentleman who was adamant that he was not going to take the vaccine, but he wants to drive a truck in Canada. He wants to go to work and drive a truck. So now he's trying to get every way to see if he can get in on the vaccine program. But he was listening. We just had a vaccine blitz over the last weekend. And so maybe he would have gotten his vaccine, because we're not begrudging. We want him to go make the money. But After you done talk or you're not taking no vaccine or you're not taking no vaccine, please, after you take the vaccine, or even before you go take the vaccine, please tell your friends that, you know what, it looked like it makes sense. You are going to do it. Because really and truly, a year ago, when I spoke to one of our doctors for Fit FM 96.7, she had told me that half a protection is better than no protection at all. So with all the carrying ons and you don't give 100% protection and it's not certain, half a protection is better than no protection at all. It is said that if you get the COVID virus right now, what is going to happen if you pick it up and you're vaccinated, the impact will be less. The problem that I'm hearing from Dr. Fauci this morning is that while the impact may be less on you, you're now still a carrier. So COVID is now becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated, because the persons who are not wearing their masks, though, who are vaccinated but not wearing their mask, if they pick up COVID, they more than likely will survive, but they will spread. They will always spread the spread virus to people around them, and this means grandmother, grandfather. New restrictions are coming. The other thing is that, I was thinking of a situation where the government has, with all these entertainment things, and when I put the idea forward, I didn't recall that the government was granting the entertainment industry some waivers and stuff like that. But really and truly, when you look at the situation that we're facing now, if public events and particularly entertainment events are going to assist with the spread of COVID, then the truth of the matter is, maybe the entertainment industry must be mandated to put some funds back into COVID prevention support. So in short, I'm proposing a tax. That is what I'm proposing in short. A particular tax for entertainment events, and it can be worked out. It's worked out so that we can have masks in the hospitals, we can have gowns in the hospital, we can have covering for shows. And if enough money is gathered from that mandatory COVID support, then we could also perhaps put in a couple of respirators. Who knows? But a thing to consider. I'm also pushing an idea, and I hope people will buy into this too, that everybody who get vaccinated, including all those who have already been vaccinated, that the government put back that $422 million that it had on the table. I've said it quite a number of times. Put back that $422 million. Run a 4-month, week by week lotto of $1 million for each parish. If you want to split up the $1 million into $250,000 for in each parish for the 16 weeks, and put it out there. I just have this funny feeling that more people will gravitate to taking the vaccine. The advertisement, with all the advertisement that I'm seeing, I'm not seeing the vaccination rate going up. So positivity rate is at 38%. The rate that is considered okay is 5-6%, and we're not there. So we need to get something moving. And I think that one of the things that Jamaicans love is the idea of a lotto situation. All right, so I don't know if that could be a thought to put in the lotto and have that happening. Yeah. So I don't know what else we could say about COVID at this point in time, except that I'm encouraging everybody to go take your vaccine. You know, if you don't have any physical impediments that would cause you not to be able to take the vaccine, that you join the group that will help to free or to make this country COVID safe by virtue of herd immunity. All right, so we need to look at that. Um, mm, the mandatory nature of the vaccine. Please begin to consider health workers, teachers, all the people in government who deal face to face with people in that internet kind of arena. Consider whether or not you should at all be getting the vaccine. Yeah? Consider it. Consider whether or not we should not, all be wearing the mask. We know the wash hand protocol, the sanitization protocol, we know the distancing protocol, but let us look seriously whether or not it is not worth engaging all the protocols as well as the vaccine. I'm about to take a break now as we kind of segue into what's in the news for the past week or 2 weeks or so. We have much to talk about. All right, we take a short break.
Are you thirsty for some good songs? Well, thirst no more. Join me, DJ Snow, weekdays from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. So let the afternoon flow with me, DJ Snow.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show, identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
The whispers in the morning.
It's exciting, sometimes romantic, and always informational. It's Love Stories on Fit FM 96.7, Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join me, Queen G, for cutting-edge conversations and advice about love and relationships to spice up your love life. Love Stories, building healthy relationships. Don't miss it.
'Cause I am your lady.
Have you ever desired to experience rebirth in your body, mind, and soul? Then join me, your host, Pastor Chidale Smallwood, aka Poetic Revolution, on Fit FM 96.7 every Tuesday evening, the 6 inside Gospel and Soul for rebirth, where redemption eventually brings into reality total healing. That is rebirth on Fit FM 96.7 Gospel and Soul. Your life, your music.
You make my life feel brand new.
Join us on Be Inspired with Shocky Tosh and DJ Jai
on Fit FM 96.7
every Tuesday between 12 noon and 2 p.m. Jamaican time.
You can also tune in via www.facebook.com/FeedFM 96.7.
You can't afford to miss it. Keep on being inspired on Feed FM.
You love me too much, oh, too much, oh, too much, oh, excess love, oh.
FM 96.7, your life, your music represents the ultimate back to school bash. Come get lots of giveaways, prizes, and surprises all day. We're going to be at 25 Champion Plaza, Follow Trelawney right at Best Apps. Come get your back to school supplies, free medical checkup from her doctors on location, textbooks, electronic devices, free eye screening, and more. Thanks to our sponsors, Best Apps Technology, Professional Eye Care, Gatsby's Books and Stationery, Trelawney Cooperative Credit Union, Hasba Medical Center, Wellness in Motion, and a gentle touch of Care Center. Fit FM 96.7, Back to School Bash. All schoolers, roll out! It's gonna be awesome. Wednesday, August 18th from 10 to 4 p.m. 25 Champion Plaza. Follow Trelawney right at Best Apps. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, the ultimate Back to School Bash.
Yeah, welcome back. It's a short break there. Jeez, I didn't even get to wipe my face, but let me do it now. So we have a whole lot of things in the news, and it's sad news again. It's just so funny. I'm gonna take the good news last. Let us just run through the bad news. What we're doing again, shooting an 8-year-old child in Clarendon. Does this make sense? I mean, just say to me that we have been threatened by that child. Tell me how. What are we doing? What are we doing for ourselves? This is not easy to fathom. Then there was some other double murders. Then there's a murder all over the place. What kind of name do we give Jamaica with this kind of thing? What kind of name? As a matter of fact, I was talking about good news and waiting till the end, but we have a mix it in, it look like. When our name goes abroad as Jamaica, this land of reggae music, of athletes like Shelley and Bolt and Veronica Campbell and Donald Quarry and yourself a Paul, the same name? Asaf a Paul. Asaf a Paul. It's you and you know, it's Blake that I'm mixing up his name. But when we have all these athletes putting Jamaica on the map, advertising Jamaica, and then now we have this story of murder to put, because once you see that Jamaica label coming up with so much wins and all that kind of thing in the Olympics, people are going to Google Jamaica. Some of them, exactly. So when they Google Jamaica now, this is our story. Are we insane? What are we doing? What are we doing? So that I see a prisoner also died in police custody. Bad man died in police custody. Shouldn't happen. And we only hope that it's from natural causes, because it could have been somebody else, could have been an innocent party who's been detained for some reason for verification of a situation. So I don't think any of us would want to just say a bad man is dead. Perhaps so, but in this instance, it could be anybody. It could have been anybody. So I hope that when they get to the bottom of it, When the authorities get to the bottom of it, what we're looking at would be natural causes. Apart from the murders, what came up last week? One of the things that came up last week was the American embassy flying the gay flag, the rainbow flag, at the United States Embassy. And then we had people who go out there and protested. Mark you, the same weekend or the same time period, an 8-year-old was shot and killed in Clarendon by these people who are just criminal in their ways. And we went and we protested rainbow flag at American Embassy. I'm not just sure how much sense that makes. We were still victimizing our old folks, still abusing and killing our women, still abusing our children, because up to recently there was a pastor involved in another case. And Christians go protest the rainbow flag. Sin is sin, that is true. But here's a problem with that protest of the flying of the flag at the US Embassy. And education is key here. Every single embassy property, including ours, in the United States or any country that we have embassy property, is sovereign ground. Is sovereign. So we have a Jamaica in the United States, we have a Jamaica in Canada, we have a Jamaica in London, England. So much so, if an American criminal runs into the Jamaican embassy, they cannot come there and take him out without the permission of the Jamaican government. At least we have a treaty that deals with the return of criminals. So perhaps that would have covered it. But every piece of soil covered by an embassy in any country is the sovereign soil of that nation. So what we are protesting? What were we really protesting? Children still dying, women still dying, men still dying, and they're protesting a flag. So apart from us being described as a homophobic society, I've now come up with a new term, we're a homoflagophobe society. Because just the flight of the flag now frightens us. Now let me say something to us Jamaicans. We have male-female marriage locked in Jamaica. Nobody can contest that for right now. We have the Buggery Act locked, if even to couple it with public indecency, because you don't want to go into anybody's bedroom. We have that locked. Why don't we quit while we are ahead? Because the fact of the matter is, on Independence Day, on Emancipation Day, we have to recall that every man has the right to decide his own destiny. And in this right, there's no partiality. I don't support that particular lifestyle. Me personally, I don't support that lifestyle. But the truth of the matter is, why would we want to go into people's bedroom to find that out? And why would we want to go to another country? Because that's what we did when we went to the embassy. Why would we want to go to another country to protest them flying the flag? It is an insult and it may be a subtle message. Maybe it flies in the face of our independence. Maybe it does. I can see where that can be argued. But that was on American soil. So when Brits do it, what are we going to do? When the Canadians do it, what are we going to do? And still, in our Christian nation, rather our nation that is mostly Christian, we have the kind of things that we have happening with particularly leaders of the church. Now, most of the leaders of our churches are good leaders. Most of the vast majority. I wouldn't put them in one bag. But still, we have too many cases of that kind of thing happening where we could have protested and we didn't. We could have protested and we didn't. What are we thinking? We have our priorities back way. No pun intended. We have our priorities wrong-sided. You know, one of the things where I respected and admired Monty Perkins, here's a question you would ask. We're so anti-homosexual. If the life-saving brain surgery to be done on your son was being done by the best surgeon who is a homosexual, perhaps the only surgeon on the island who is a homosexual, would you say no? Would you know that your son's life, daughter's life could be saved by this surgeon and say, he's homosexual, so he cannot operate on your child? Would you do it? And if your conscience set you free on that question, pray on. Continue to protest. You would have earned the right. But we can't be so absorbed with one sin. We can't be so absorbed with one sin. We can't be absorbed with the Sabbath sin. We can't be absorbed with the homosexual sin. We can't be absorbed or turn a blind eye to the adultery, the fornication, and the other sins, the murder. And as I said, at the same time these protests were going on, murder was taking place in the country. Yeah? So, really and truly, we need to fix our priorities. I think we need to fix our priorities. Another issue that I wanted to get to was the idea of Honorable Prime Minister Andrew Wallace going to Manchester to deliver to a lady who lobbied him in social media, asking him for 150,000 to start a bar. And the goodly Prime Minister took up that offer and went directly to Manchester and delivered. Yeah, man. Then we have to do it with cameras. That's how the thing go. Because if the Prime Minister is supporting business growth and all of that kind of thing, I think it must be demonstratively so. So I'm going with cameras. No problem. No problem. Here's what I'm saying, Mr. Prime Minister. The DBJ has a whole lot of funds that is going nowhere because small business stop at about $5 million. And I'm saying, Mr. Prime Minister, there are nano businesses just like the one that you went to support, but you can't go help everybody out of your pocket. So I'm asking Mr. Prime Minister again, that we consider taking some of the money that DBJ have and lend it to the credit unions and have the credit unions support nano businesses in the community. You have people in Falmouth who want a restart because they were doing craft selling. COVID locked down the pier. They want to make a pivot. and $150,000 sound like just the figure that could help them turn around, while credit union do the verification and the business plan monitoring and all of that. Prime Minister, one cocoa, full basket. Not one cocoa. One. We need to see, Mr. Prime Minister, if DBJ, some money from somewhere, not even does calling out DBJ, because I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce and we have met with the DBJ, and I'm yet to see one member of the Trelawney Chamber of Commerce getting anything out of DBJ. I've already described it as the reader, first year did English reader D story with the fox and the stork, where the fox gave the stork milk on a platter, knowing that the long beak couldn't take it up. So the fox still had all the milk for himself. I beg you, Mr. Prime Minister, I don't know how much of a social media this is, but to look in the idea of unlending money to the credit union for the support of what I call nano businesses. Now, you recall when I said that the road from Wakefield, from Falmouth to D-side, I have some update on it. Well, the update came through a Chamber of Commerce meeting with the Member of Parliament from North Trelawney, who delivered herself quite well, because what she's saying now, and it seemed logical, is that she's putting focus on the Falmouth to Springvale main road, which is as needed as the Rock Bridge. However, it is about in the region of perhaps $700 million to deal with that roadway from Falmouth to Springvale, when it is over $1 billion to deal with rock. So she wanted to pick, my understanding now, so she actually said, these are not the words she used. My understanding is that she's going to pick the lowest hanging fruit. I don't know when it's going to come through. So far, from my observation, she has delivered on her promises consistently and continues to deliver. And we hope that this one will be delivered too. But her words seem trustworthy. All right? Now, so that is coming. Rock Bridge is coming. There are some issues with the transfer station, the garbage transfer station. And those of us who know about that situation there, a garbage transfer station was supposed to be built in the Danieltown area. The venue or the location has been changed because of conversations and vigorous conversations. And so they're moving it. Now, what the transfer station, garbage transfer station is about is that we take small trucks of garbage to build efficiency in garbage collection in Trelawney. We take the small trucks and we don't bother collect the garbage in Trelawney and run to where we dump it in St. James with a truck. Just wasting time. We go to this transfer station here in Trelawney, dump the garbage in a bigger container, and set the trucks running again in the areas. I'm going to see if you want to follow me. We take the small trucks that are already collecting garbage in the parish, try to make them more efficient by having them fill up with garbage within the communities, then taking the garbage to the transfer station, place it in a bigger container, and then run back out to more communities in Trelawney. I hope that is clear. While the big containers in the bush are filling up, or when they're filled up, then we have a trailer now. That's my best description. A trailer come and pick up those containers and move them to the dump site in St. James. I think that's clear enough somehow. I think that that is clear enough. So we pile up the garbage one place with the small truck them, use a bigger truck, make a one trip or a two trip, while the smaller trucks are continually running around in the communities collecting garbage. Well, she said that that is also on stream. It has suffered some delay. My understanding is that she's not so sure at what point in time it's going to come back on track. But that is my understanding of her report. On the issue of the statue, she agreed with the Chamber of Commerce people, or the people who were at that meeting, that more conversations need to take place, and that she's going to look into the matter by talking to the culture minister about what is happening and some of the sentiments expressed. I don't recall her explaining exactly what the layout of the monument, co-opted or separate, are going to look like after the work is done. But she has said that she's going to engage the Minister of Culture and Gender Affairs into the whole discussion, and we see this also kind of dovetail into the argument that was given by His Worship, the Mayor, while he was here. I'm going to get back to that position in a moment. But now I want to talk about something that I could not understand. You remember the $150,000 one we just talked about? I may come back to now. Stoplight was another issue. The stoplight down at Florence Hall Turning, converting that into a four-way stoplight, removing the barrier that goes over to the gas station area that has recently been placed there, and making it open for a four-way stop. There are not sufficient stoplights. Some people are contending on the highway for too long people, but then we hear that the ministry or the NAA is reluctant to put up too many stoplights in the area because they will not coordinate properly or will unnecessarily back up traffic at some point in time. I don't know. But the idea for a four-way traffic light was received by Ms. Hamilton, and I think I recall her saying that she's going to again table that, and that the minister with responsibility maybe in the area at some point in time. That's Minister Warmington. If not that, at least he would make representation with him on that issue. So a whole lot of representation is being done, or is being said to be being done. All right, it's happening. Some of the times, though, we cannot doubt that we're seeing some evidence on the ground. Case in point, down at White Bridge in Falmouth, on the Draggy Bank, that piece of wall there, retainment wall for the road, has been put in, too short as far as I'm concerned, but pieces in, preserving a little portion of the area. So we have hope. We have hope that something can happen from the representation that the Member of Parliament is given. Here's my problem. This seemed to have been, to the best of my knowledge, a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And not one time during the conversation did I hear the question asked or asked by the chamber members or addressed by the MP concerning the state of nano businesses and the need for that 150,000 or more or less help. I cannot understand for the life of me why the Chamber of Commerce was unable or unwilling to engage on that and on that point. These big ticket items are important, but if the liquor man now make no money, how it will go chamber? And again, who does the chamber represent? Is it business interest, or is it commerce and industry within the parish? And I'm hoping that at some stage, the ideas that Ed Wallace has put forward so far, they might not make no sense. They might make completely zero sense. But that we start thinking in those directions and put the better ideas up front with the authorities. I would not be willing to go there and to profess that I have a monopoly on good sense or even have good sense at all. Only good enough sense to know that these matters need to be discussed. So that those people who are craft vendors can try to start getting back on their feet. Those people whose liquor shop broke down can start to try to get back on their feet. I cannot see why this is not something that we can do. I'm hoping that those of you who are hearing me, you might want to call us at 876 or text us 876-482-4944 and make a contribution. All right. I'm going to come back with 2 items right after this, and we're going to talk about the monument in the square, what they mean or should mean, from my perspective, just an idea I'm putting into your head. And then we're going to talk about the some things happening in the municipality with the councillors. All right, we take a break. We'll be right back.
Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music presents the ultimate back to school bash. Come get lots of giveaways, prizes and surprises all day. We're going to be at 25 Champion Plaza, Falmouth, Trelawney, right at Best Apps. Come get your back to school supplies, free medical checkup from our doctors on location, textbooks, electronic devices, free eye screening, and more. Thanks to our sponsors, Best Apps Technology, Professional Eye Care, Cat's D's Books and Stationery, Trelawney Cooperative Credit Union, Hasba Medical Center, Wellness in Motion, and the Gentle Touch of Care Center. Fit FM 96.7, back to school bash. All schoolers, roll out. It's gonna be awesome. Wednesday, August 18th from 10 to 4 p.m. 25 Champion Plaza, Falmouth, Trelawney, right at Best Apps. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, the ultimate back to school bash.
Oh, we're back. Program, tell us this program is short this week, you know. From now on, but it's a comfortable time slot, and we can discuss a whole lot of things. If you want to talk, you can call us at 87 or text us at 876-482-4944. WhatsApp. You know, we can really talk. So the 2 issues that I want to deal with now, going into the closing of our program here today, Community Buzz, on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music. The 2 ideas that I want to come with is, 1, where am I again on my list? Oh, the meaning and significance of the monuments in the Water Square area in Trelawney. My personal own opinion, you see, is that within the area of Water Square, we can actually, and I just dreamt of it last night, we can actually have an Olympic Park. We have enough athletes, plus the world top athlete, number 1, GOAT, greatest of all times, Usain Bolt, as a centerpiece of that Olympic Park. But we need to also get Veronica Campbell in there. We need to also get Carter in there. We need to get all the Trelawney athletes right in the mix in that Olympic Park. So we don't leave out anybody, for 1. And 2, we don't short sell our history. We have had a very strong history and contribution into the athletic arena at the Olympic level. In fact, we could be considered the best for a country, our population, our size. Look at the quality areas. Do you recognize that we also put out a bobsled team, and one of the men on the bobsled team is from Trelawney? We could actually create an Olympic park right there. We could have life-size cutout of Bolt, either handing off a button or receiving a button, where people can go take picture receiving a button from Bolt in a relay. We can do so many things with an Olympic park in there. So much of our history in sports could be captured right in that little park. Me no know nothing, but that is where my head is. And I know that, like the pot of soup that started off with just boiling water and a stone, we can make Dr. Asha tell me that story. We can make a very good stew at the end of the day with an Olympic park right there. With respect, and I've expressed this to the mayor myself, with respect to the water fountain, I don't particularly care, Ed Wallace don't particularly care about a water fountain. But I believe that there needs to be a monument in Water Square that celebrates water coming, running water coming to Falmouth 250 years ago. And let me tell you why. I've said it already, but I'm not so sure that I was as eloquent as I'm going to attempt to be right now. The significance of that monument, whatever it is, and I'm going to tell you what it would look like to me when I'm finished. The significance of that monument would be a recognition and a salute to technology at the time. I don't know if you recognize it, but from the days of Rome, the building of the aqueducts in Rome to transfer water, up to that time when that aqueduct was built from Martha Brae to Water Square, is the same technology. This technology had not changed. So what we're saying is that at Water Square, we were on the cutting edge of technology with respect to the movement of water at the time. To this day, the aqueducts of Rome stands. It is a big tourist thing too. So we need a monument to the level of technology, at least in water, that we had 250 years ago. Second significance is that apart from perhaps the Hope Aqueduct that exists, dropping water into Mona Dam, and, you know, apart from that, the aqueducts of Falmouth was really, it's seeming to me, and I did this part of the history I did not research, but it seems to me was the first of its kind in Jamaica or in the Caribbean, in the Western Hemisphere, as a matter of fact. Not just water, running water before New York, but running water before America. Just that, all of this is just at the birth of America, you know. All of this running water in Falmouth is just at the birth of America. That's a significant dateline, a significant tribute to Jamaica technology at the time and whatever else was happening. So in terms of a first in history, running water in Falmouth on this side of the hemisphere is significant. Now, perhaps somebody's going to research and say, no, it was the third or the, but this one is 250 years old. And it's as old as the United States, just about as old as the United States. The third significance of that monument is that it is a salute to public health at the time. Because if you don't know it, public health is synonymous or nearly synonymous with running water. You remember how public health department rush all the jerk chicken man them to make sure say they have a keg with water for running water with wash and do you recall all that? Running water is synonymous with public health. And for us to have running water at that time is a salute to the state of public health at the time. So let us not fool ourselves. There must be a place for a monument that celebrates at least those three things, I believe. I said must. There should be a monument to celebrate those three things. There should be a monument that has the children of Trelawney and of the world, all our visitors, understanding what we were doing 250 years ago in Falmouth, Trelawney. So I don't know, my belief is really and truly that we should have these two separate parks. I don't know that the history that I just outlined to you with running water is not going to be subsumed in our history as a world athletic power. But I do know that the two of them can coexist. I do believe that the two of them can coexist. What would the monument to water look like in the current water square? I would now move and build a model of the water wheel, have it spinning, putting a little of the water through an aqueduct, a short piece of aqueduct, flowing back down into whatever we want to call it, that base there, and just recycling constantly. And we're seeing the water wheel spinning, going past across the aqueduct and falling back only to be pumped up again. I don't necessarily want to see a fountain with water necessarily spraying up. But that is my contribution. And I'm saying that if we have a good talk, we can have other ideas too. Your Worship the Mayor, Madam MP, we can have other ideas too. Maybe mine is puppy show. As I say, I don't have a monopoly on good ideas or on good sense, if I even have good sense at all. That is my take. And I would say to the people who are listening to Community Buzz on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, whether or not you're doing it on Facebook or any other radio apps, so on, so on. Let us start to participate in our history. Let us begin to take responsibility for the making of our history. We're going forward. Let us participate in making our history. Let us not stand aside and look back and say, because him went, because him did, because she did. Let us begin to participate in our history, because our history is in the making today. I want to thank you ever so much for staying with us in Community Buzz this afternoon on Fit FM 96.7. I'm Ed Wallace, as always, your host, and I'm very, very glad to have your company. I hope this program has been enlightening, though it was just you and I. Certainly, we will talk again soon. And remember, take your COVID vaccine, please. And if you don't, take the highest level of precautions in terms of the protocols. See you, God willing, next week. We're out.